Welcome to News with Sydney and Rachel.
The 1990s were perceived by people as a decade that brought about improved working conditions for nurses and nursing as the field that was planning for the future.
With this perception of nursing, many acts were put into place. Nurses saw hardships, but also moments of breakthrough. Let's take a look at some of the important aspects. A new act was just signed today, July 26, 1990, aimed at stopping discrimination.
The Americans with Disability Act forbids discrimination in the workplace, transportation, public areas, communication, and all government services and/or programs.
An amendment was made to the Age Discrimination in Employment Act of 1967. This new amendment is known as the Older Workers Benefit Protection Act of 1990, signed by President George H.W. Bush on October 16, 1990. This amendment clears up any misunderstandings and protects the benefits that are given to older employees.
Louis Sullivan, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, created a commission on the national nursing shortage. This commission focuses on strategies that were put into place during the 1988 Commission on Nursing. The areas that are highlighted are procuring students, enabling educational pathways, polishing careers, keeping the nurses who are already in the field, reconfiguring nursing services.
A new theory came out led by Ann Boykin and Savine O. Schoenhofer. Their theory is the nursing as caring, a model for transforming care.
This theory's major points are that humans are virtuous, caring, whole and complete. Being a person is a process of caring, grows through the relationships with others, and nursing is a discipline and a profession. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 has been amended to include Title VII. The new Civil Rights Act of 1991 bans the use of discrimination based on color, race, nationality, and/or gender.
The American Nurses Association, ANA, is releasing their nursing's agenda for healthcare reform. This reform is calling for greater access to primary health services for all people. It is trying to take the emphasis away from treating illnesses to promoting wellness.
The Joint Commission for Accreditation of Healthcare Organization to end a lobbying effect from the American Nurses Association that lasted 20 years created an at-large nursing seat on its 24-member Board of Commissioners.
The first registered nurse was elected to Congress to fill a Texas congressional seat. This nurse's name is Eddie Bernice Johnson. She is filling the Science, Space, and Technology chair.
Dame Yvonne Moore starts her career as the Chief Nursing Officer and Director of Nursing at the Department of Health. This new beginning was met with the end of her chief nursing position for Scotland, which she began in 1988.
Nurses have been fighting for a long time to implement a National Institute of Nursing Research, and that battle has finally been won. The National Institute of Nursing Research has been added at the National Institute of Health. What the heck? News! We'll be right back after this commercial break. Are you tired of working in skirts? Well, get ready for Scrubs, coming this decade, 1990. They are easy to move in, quite fashionable, comfy for the hours of work we put in, and easy to walk in. Get Scrubs this decade, 1990.
Proposed in 1993 was the Health Security Act. This act was thought to be the best effort to increase the public health of all. Unfortunately, this act was denied by Congress when presented by President Clinton.
The Institute of Medicine came out with a new report, Nursing Staff in Hospitals and Nursing Homes. Is it adequate? This report was to research the cost-effectiveness of nursing.
The Institute of Medicine discovered with this report that the amount of nurses was adequate to uphold the coming future, but that the indifferences in education, associate's degree or bachelor's degree, were causing issues.
Another act has been signed, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Included in this act is the security of one's health information and ensuring coverage of one's insurance while switching jobs or after losing a job. Health information will be kept private, only being shared when it is necessary for proper care under this act.
We come to you with bad news. Virginia Henderson died today, March 19, 1996. The impact that Mrs. Henderson had on the nursing field will not go unnoticed.
Dame Yvonne Moores is back in the news, this time having become a fellow of the Queen's Nursing Institute.
Hazel W. Johnson Brown, the first African American woman general, has retired from her position of professor of nursing at Georgetown University and Virginia George Mason University.
She is now serving different health administration boards in the Washington area. Dame Yvonne Moores makes the news again, this time with the end of her position as Chief Nursing Officer and Director of Nursing at the Department of Health in England. She is now moving on to serve as a chair member of the council at Southampton University.
Another model has been released, the University of Prince Edward Island Conceptual Model for Nursing, a nursing perspective on primary health care.
This model finds that health is individual, social, economic, and political. Due to these factors, people have the right to participate in their own health care.
This model emphasizes the nurse-patient relationship and encourages patients to speak for themselves.
Well, that was the last decade from 1990 to 2000.
So let's keep improving the nursing profession.
This was Rachel Weaver
And Sydney Rashke,
signing off of News!